Can we just take a minute to appreciate the fact that Soul Leveling did what very few anime ever do, and that is have a father return with the milk. When dad leaves to go get milk, only to never be seen again because he probably met some waitress and now is on the beaches of Malibu. Just the idea that I wasn't expecting that. I mean, now realizing who the reveal is, I'm like, okay, I can kind of see it. But initially, I'm just like, oh, who's this badass? I like the character design. They're calling him a monster, and he's just casually reveals in the most nonchalant way that he's looking for his son. What's your son's name? He says Jin Woo. And this douchebag across from him is like, your son's dead. And if this isn't a my dad can beat up your dad situation, I don't know what is, because that man ripped his throat out with his bare teeth, man. And I mean, it's like the dude already had aura to begin with as he summons these crazy ass freaking monsters. We finally get to see the polar bear in action, the big boss. He was riding it like it was Ursaluna from Pokemon. And now he gets like the most badass father known to man. He may have dropped the milk after getting arrested, but at least he came home, which is better than a lot of these deadbeat fathers. Of course, if you want to support my work and see my full thoughts to these episodes, you know, we got that Patreon where we got those full live reactions if you're so interested. Now, last week, banger of an episode. Not many people are going to deny that. But I would honestly argue this was just as exciting as last week, and it had a fraction of the amount of action. If anything, I think there was like probably 3 to 4 minutes maximum. The rest was mostly dialogue, a lot of side characters. Now, I remember when I was covering season 1, anytime we focused back and forth a lot, it wasn't necessarily that people had issues because we're focusing on other characters, but I remember the complaint of they switch too frequently rather than just focusing on a side character, getting it out of the way, moving on to the next. And I could always kind of see the argument, but I don't know, like the world's bigger than just our MC, and I think I really appreciate, and I mean, you can go back to my previous videos in season 1, a consistent opinion I've had is that this show, the action is great, I'm not going to deny that, I am going to get hyped up when it's there. But at the end of the day, the reason I'm so interested and invested in this universe is because I legitimately care about the world beyond the MC. Which a lot of people told me in season 1 that in the source material, they didn't really care about characters outside the MC. So the anime seemingly fleshing it out is a good thing because, I mean, I'm literally saying the opposite of what a lot of source readers said when they read it. Now, the thing is no one's going to deny the action is hype. Like, it is. You can't tell me with a straight face you didn't bust out laughing or have a grin on your face when my man makes it up to floor 75 out of 100 and the boss looks at him with the most dumbfounded look known to man. That was the face of someone who's like, God damn, I wish I could call my mother because I'm about to die. That sent me. Because at floor 50, he fights this big fat bastard. The way that thing got up out of its chair was like it heard there was a 3-for-1 deal at McDonald's. That thing was rushing like it was a Titan in Attack on Titan. That thing moved far too quick. Well, it didn't really make a struggle. It was still a decent length fight. But the thing is it's not just like, okay, yes, they do get more dangerous and deadly as you go up. But if you go from floor 50 to floor 75, that's 24 floors up to that point of, XP. The 25th floor being this skeleton looking boss, he one-shots it. He just like Levi spins and cuts off its head. And there was something just, the face, like I'm thinking to myself just like, oh man, like he's probably not going to struggle. And just the dumbfounded like, the fuck, and dead. Now he has to tap out because he's out of supplies, but still, he goes on a little quest for a week and comes back 75 out of 100 of those floors, because the last time we saw that fiery gate was after he defeated Cerberus, and obviously he didn't go through the gate at the time because he would have got his shit pushed in. The fact that if he had maybe 30% more supplies, it's possible he would have continued on. He would have got to floor 100, and he's desperately hoping to get that elixir of life. I do feel like he put a death flag on his mom. The way he's like, I don't know, the way he was talking at the end, I'm like, don't say that. You just don't refer to your mother. Don't talk about her because she's gonna die if you talk too much. But we'll see. The thing I also like is how the video game style system does work. It's nothing revolutionary, and if you've played a decent few RPGs in your life, you've seen this mechanic, but I like seeing it in this anime, and that is, he has 2 out of 3 items. He assumes the third will probably drop from the top floor boss because, 50, 75, he's gotten, an earring, a necklace. I don't know what the last one will be. Maybe a bracelet. I don't know. But the idea that if you have a singular one of those items, it has a base stat and some cool stuff. But if you equip 2 out of 3, you get a set bonus, and if you equip all 3, you'll get the second set bonus. So it's like, yeah, the items by themselves are good, but if you have the full set or even partially the set, you get way more bonuses. And honestly, the bonuses look pretty solid, I ain't gonna lie. All that stuff is great, and I think it does make Soul Leveling a very engaging, action-oriented anime. But I won't deny my favorite parts are still just seeing stuff beyond that. I mean, revealing stuff about the dad, I'm just like, who is this? Okay, I want to see more of you. I also really liked our boy's adoption. Like, that was not what I was expecting. I'm so used to these types of scenes where he's like, man, you know, we completed our arrangement. I really kind of almost look at you like a big bro. And I figured, you know, the long silence was going to be like, I'm going to still work with you. You know, we're still going to be pals. He's like, no, I'll look at you as my little bro. Oddly heartwarming as it was hilarious. And I'm like, did our boy seriously just adopt him? Like, that's kind of what it feels like. He's like, did he just become a big brother? Like, like what's going on here? I also really liked the conversation he had prior to that with his family head or whatever that was, where he's talking about how like, hey, like I want to take over the family business. And he's like, hey, you clearly have someone who's ridiculously broken, as seen by all these examples, because, you know, he can't keep a secret that, you know, Jin Woo's just a normal, low-ranking adventurer. It's pretty clear he's not. You only succeeded because of that, which I thought was an interesting conversation, because you could probably count on one hand the number of people who only got to where they are because of their own skills. Like, every billionaire, every rich person, every leader of a company gets there off of the backs of others. I mean, if anything, it just shows if he's able to control someone at face value, obviously it's a partnership, but at face value, he could argue, I'm controlling someone who's stronger than me. You want me as the leader because I got people like this backing me. I just thought it was a weird initially complaint, like, you didn't do it by yourself. I'm like, bitch, who the hell does? If anything, he's just a good businessman if you think of it. But it was a great episode. Some big bombshells, plot twist I was not expecting. I was not expecting the dad reveal, that's for sure. And most importantly, we have a dad reveal who came back with the milk. Can't say the same about my own dad, but props to this one. Just fantastic stuff nonetheless. Great production. Probably the funniest thing I've seen all week with that face. I assume I laughed harder than maybe intended, but there's something about that damn Skelly just being like, bitch, what the f-? Just slice and dice and that fat bastard run him like he saw Big Macs on the horizon. Just a great episode, man. I love Soul Leveling. I mean, it's just a great watch every single week, but let me know what you're feeling down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got Match, Mate, DanBro77, Carl Stefan Berndal, Achiel. This name's just a bunch of numbers, so I'm skipping you, I gotta be honest. And we also have Clay Samuel, so I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.